Hey, I'm Andy Murphy, the founder of The Secure Dad and the host of the Secure Dad podcast. I wanted to make a video today to talk to you about some of the common casing behaviors that we see criminals exhibit right before they break into a home. So let's jump right into it. All right, so let's look at some common criminal casing behaviors. If we know this, then we can better protect our home and we can better protect our family. So let's start at the beginning. What is casing a home? Rarely do criminals just kick in a door to a house that they have just found. They're not going to just Kool-Aid man their way through the door. That's not what they want to do, because if they just randomly pick a house, they could break into a house of a police officer who has a canine partner, and that's not going to go well for them, and they know that, so they need to do a little bit of spy work before they break into a house. And this is where we start to see our casing behavior. And casing is a form of open source intelligence, or OSINT. It's the process of gathering information on a home to formulate a plan to rob it at a future time. Now, casing can take place like a year in advance or like 5 minutes, but it's just the step that they take that's indicative of an upcoming robbery or break-in. So it's going to be something that you look forward to, that while looking at your home or something like that is not necessarily illegal, but it's going to potentially lead to something illegal. A great example of criminal casing comes from the movie Home Alone, The Wet Bandits. Everybody on the McAllister Street, they knew where they were coming and they were going. They knew the light timers. They knew everything. As dumb as those guys got towards the end of the movie, they started out very smart in understanding their target and understanding those families. So why do we need to know what this kind of stuff looks like? If we know what criminal casing behavior looks like, then we can act to disrupt that criminal plan and hopefully get them not to choose our home as a target. The more resistance that we can show, the harder target that our home is going to look like, and the better chances that they'll just say, hey, you know what? This house ain't worth it. It's not worth getting hurt over. It's not worth getting, caught over. I'm just going to move on to somewhere else. So let's take a look at one of the common casing behaviors, and that involves cars. If you live in an apartment or in a neighborhood or on a street, chances are you know what cars go with what homes. So when you see a car that doesn't belong to a home, it's different. Why is it different? Why is that car there? Not every car that's strange to you passing by is going to be somebody casing your home. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a car that is different, that you see frequently, that it's coming back in the same places over and over again, that's a car you need to pay attention to. That's not a normal behavior for your neighborhood. So keep an eye out for cars that look different. If you haven't done that, yet, start today. Just sit out on your front porch, wave to people as they go by, whatever it is. Start to notice what is happening in your neighborhood and what car goes with what house. That'll be a great mental thing for you to have. So if you have new cars in your area, then chances are you're going to have new people in your area. Just like with the cars, you generally know what people go with what house. Now, when you see somebody come jog through your neighborhood that's new and different, well, that's definitely something that you need to pay attention to. Now, of course, like marathon runners, they will probably run through 5 or 6 different neighborhoods, because those guys are putting in anywhere between like 15 and 30 miles in a run, so they have to go great distances. But not everybody is a marathon runner. So if you come in one day and you're checking your mail and you see somebody who's running through your neighborhood that you don't know, okay, that's something to note. But if you see them for sure start to tie their shoes a lot, maybe they take a phone call, maybe they get their phone out and take a picture of a house, and just maybe they're looking around to see who's looking at them, that is definitely suspicious behavior. That's probably somebody who is masquerading as a jogger in your neighborhood, trying to find out information about who's home, when, and what sort of houses that they want to rob and things like that. So just understand that, yeah, people are going to jog through your neighborhood, but it's going to be a jogger who exhibits those other types of behaviors is one that you definitely want to look at. Not all casing behavior comes from the outside of your home. Some of the best intelligence that can be gathered on you and your family comes from inside of your home. For an example, I'm going to use a cleaning crew here, because in my area, There was a cleaning crew, a legitimate cleaning crew that was coming through and doing a legitimate business, but the people who were working there were also casing the homes from the inside. They were noticing, okay, what can we get? What do we want? What can we pawn easily? And as they were cleaning, they would go through and they would unlock one of the first floor windows so that later on another person from their crew could come slip into the house really easy when they knew the homeowner wasn't going to be there, steal whatever it was that they wanted. They knew exactly where it was, and they could leave quickly. Now, the downside of this was this cleaning crew, they hit 3 houses in a row that all had the same cleaning crew, so they got caught pretty quick. But it's still a pretty slick thing. And I'm not saying that everybody who comes through in a cleaning crew has any sort of ill intention. That's not it. But you need to make sure that you understand who is coming in and out of your home, and if you have a good feeling about those people. And also, you're going to want to check your home after they leave. No matter who it is, make sure all your doors and windows are locked like normal, and all your possessions are where they're supposed to be. Another casing behavior to get inside your home is the fake emergency. You could be outside, walking your dog when somebody runs up to you and says, hey, I've really got to use the bathroom. That's a common trick that people use to try to get inside your home. And if you're a good, nice person, of course, you're going to want to help somebody who's having a bathroom emergency. Wouldn't you want somebody to do that for you? But bad guys know that. They're going to prey on your willingness to help, and that's how they're going to get into your home to see what's going on. Also, in this particular case of the fake emergency letting a stranger inside of your home, this situation can actually escalate from casing to an actual attack. So please, if somebody does this with you, just say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I really feel bad for you, but no. And get away from that person. Don't let them into your house. And if you see them again, call the police. So not all casing behavior is overt. Is covert. Sometimes it is overt. Look at this dude right here. He has walked up to somebody's house and has a phone in his hand. Okay? This guy is doing exactly what you think he's doing. He's looking inside the house. Now, let's take a look at a few things here about this front porch. By the way, this is from Long Island, New York. This guy was stealing Halloween decorations off of people's houses. This particular house, look how well it's lit up. They have these lights here. The lights seem to be on inside. Obviously, they have, a security camera, but this guy didn't care. He wanted to come in and do whatever it was he was going to do. Maybe this guy was on drugs. Maybe he wasn't. I don't really fully know the situation here. But sometimes, casing a house looks like casing a house. So sometimes it's exactly what you think it is. So how do we respond to this? If you feel safe, only if you feel safe, and you observe some sort of behavior that you think is casing, then what you can do is play the role of the naive, nice neighbor. And that is to wave to the person, hey, how are you? I don't think I've met you yet. I've lived on this street for a long time. Where do you live? What's going on? See how they respond to that. Because this is going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to let them know that they've been seen. Somebody has spotted them doing what they're doing. Someone knows what their face looks like, and it's probably going to move that person in the direction of saying, hey, there's too many people here. I don't want to get caught. I don't want to just, get caught up on a house like this where all these people are around. So they're probably going to move on, which is good because you want to make your home and your property look like a hard target. You just want somebody, if they see you out, if they get seen, to say, this house isn't worth it. This is not worth it. I'm just going to move on and I'm going to go somewhere else. And that is winning the fight before it even starts. Now, if you don't feel safe in the potential casing behavior that you've seen, you can go ahead and get the police involved. Give them a call, tell them what you've observed, and share any pictures or any video that you have to really explain and lay out to the police your case to why you feel like someone is targeting your home or your neighborhood for a break-in. The more information you can give them up front, the better all of that is going to go for the police and for everybody in your neighborhood. Also, I want you to alert your neighbors as well on social media or by texting. Believe it or not, 2 nights ago, my neighbor texted me and said, hey, I saw some guys. I don't know who they were or what they were doing, but I got a bad feeling about it. And she was able to go on and describe some other things that I felt was legitimate for her response to what she saw, including somebody taking a picture of a house after sunset. You're not going to take the best picture of a house when it's dark outside. So that's just one of those kind of things that my neighbor keyed on, and she texted me not because she knows that I run the Secure Dad, but because she knows that I'm somebody who really looks out for my property. So I encouraged her at that point, hey, go on the social media page for the neighborhood and share what you've seen here so that everybody else can be vigilant. People can also be on the lookout. Make sure their car doors are locked out front of their house, that sort of thing. Because when a crime enters a neighborhood, it's kind of hard to get it out. So you all need to be vigilant and work together as a community to keep crime out. If you are serious about securing your home, I want to help you do that. And I can help you do that with my book, Home Security, The Secure Dad's Guide. It's available on Amazon when you search for The Secure Dad. You can also check out the Secure Dad podcast. But if you're interested in the book, there's a link below that you can click on. You can download it today because there is the Kindle version of it, or you can get a hardback copy of it, a paperback copy of it, and get started really soon. This book is going to take you through the layered home defense strategy, which is a 4-layer strategy that is really going to help you secure your home and make your home that hard target so a thief will look at it and say, not this one, and they move on. All right, so that's everything that I wanted to cover today. By far, this is not an exhaustive list of every single casing behavior that a criminal's ever exhibited. That's not it. But we have some great general information to go on to make ourselves safer. And if you want to take home security more serious, I'm happy to help you. My Amazon best-selling book, Home Security, The Secure Dad's Guide, is available on Amazon when you search for The Secure Dad. There's also a link to it below.